Good morning, folks. This is Naeem Azam, Chief Market Analyst at EverTrade, and I hope all of you are well. Over here in London, another sort of a lockdown or restrictive measures are in place. So pubs, restaurants, and other leisure facilities will be forced to close from 10 p.m. So I hope wherever you guys are, you are safe and you are trying to stay safe. But in terms of a stock market, guys, a really big bull signal arrived yesterday, and this is what I wanted to discuss with you guys in terms of our stock market analysis. So let's have a look at let's have a quick look on that. But before we do that, I just wanted to go through this slide of warnings and disclosures. Anything which will be discussed here cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking for one, please do consider consulting with your own advisors. Now, I'm going to bring out the MT4 platform as always. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look at firstly three different important moving averages. First of all, we will look at the Dow Jones. Then we will look at the S&P 500 index and the Nasdaq index. And then I will explain to you guys, of course, about all these different lines that are here, what these candles are, what do they mean, and more importantly, where is that bull signal? But before we do that, let's go and have a read of the some of the news that is really coming out. So what you see right now in front of you is a Bloomberg platform, Bloomberg terminal. Obviously, this is for professional traders. Has a massive cost attached to it, so don't worry about too much. All what we're going to do over here with respect to Bloomberg terminal is I'm going to go through certain news flows, and I'm going to make you guys understand how to read that news flow and what really it means. Now, first of all, as always, what we will do, we will look at the European market. So this is your DAX, which is your German market. It is trading to the upside with a gain of a 0.78. Similarly, Stock 600 is trading to the upside. CAC is also trading up. FTSE MIB, which is your Italian index, is also trading to the upside. But here it is our UK FTSE 100 index, which FX is trading in negative territory. And the reason for that is because, as I said, the UK government recently announced, I was listening to the new curfew measures, and that means restaurants and pubs will be forced to close down. So if I click on UK 100, the FTSE over here, we're going to see all the important news with respect to the FTSE. So this news is from Reuters, which says the European stocks steady after a sell-off, right? So that means after a massive sell-off that we've seen yesterday, which, by the way, folks, was one of the biggest sell-off for the European indices since July. Today, investors are coming back and then buying some of those heavily beaten stocks. So that is pretty much it. Then let's have a look at another headline. This says European stocks rebound, okay, but travel sector slips further. This is very, very important. So yes, this European stock market is moving higher, but the movement to the upside is not synchronized, meaning travel sector is still trading to the downside. And that means, my friend, over here, as we can see, we have Ryanair, which is again down by another 5%. Folks, this stock has dropped back in negative territory, really, for me at least. That's what I mean by that. So it is gone to 10.93. This is where my break-even point was. The stock went all the way to $13, 13 euros. Now it is at 10.93, but I'm not worried because I am in for this stock for a longer run, and I'm not really interested in this smaller movement, so that's okay for me. But what we also experienced yesterday was on American Airlines moving to the downside and all that travel. This entire list over here is very much the travel stock. That is what this particular headline was telling us. Now, another update that we see from the Dow Jones is European stocks nudge higher after worst dropping in 3 months and second wave concern. The second wave concern is really referring to coronavirus cases, right? But what we do not see so far is that what is happening with the US futures. So when I click on the US futures right over here, which are showing me that they are down by another 48 to 50 points, But the first headline, which is quite intriguing, is the S&P 500 futures extend losses. So they're still trading to the downside. Now, the most recent one is by CNBC, which says the US stock futures turn negative after S&P 500 posts 4-day losing streak. Now, this 4-day losing streak, what I mean is the 4 consecutive days of losing. We haven't seen anything like that since March this year. So again, very, very negative. Dow falls in step with oil and gold. So what does that mean? That means that both oil and gold are also trading to the downside, and the Dow Jones, which is a major stock index, is also trading to the downside. So now you may be wondering, okay, Naeem, enough of the headline news. Tell us where the bull signal is coming from. Why you really think that the bull signal is here, and why do you think that the market could be changing its stance? Now, first of all, before I explain that, what I wanted to explain to you is this is your MT4 platform, which I'm pretty sure all of you guys are well aware of, right? On this platform, I have your daily time frame. As you can see right over here, this is your daily time frame. This is your Nasdaq index. Over here, this particular index, it represents your 50-day average price. Now, this is where the current price is. As you can see, it is trading at 11,041. This one over here represents your 100-day moving average, and you can see that it is trading right over here, but the price is trading above this particular moving average, but the price is trading below the 50-week moving price or 50-week moving average. This is called 50-week moving average, but for simplicity reason, I'm going to just call this 50-day average price, and this is simple without any exponential or any further complicated methods involved. This is just your simple day moving average. If you wanted to put that moving average, you just go over here, insert, and then you follow the step from there. Now, the fact is that yesterday we had very, very important signal. So what was that signal? That signal was that this price came right over here near its 100-day SMA, and when it came close to its 100-day SMA, your simple day moving average, the price bounced sharply back up yesterday. So indicating that over here we have a lot of buying orders sitting. So if and when the price came over here, the momentum went to the upside, and we saw this move to the upside, and that is what really happened over here. But again, if you are not convinced still, and then you're saying, okay, that is okay, but what is the big signal that you are talking about? Friends, the big signal that I'm really referring to with respect to the Nasdaq is that this was yesterday's high. This is yesterday's candle, and then yesterday's high was right over here, right? Now, look at the price action. Not that we are well off yesterday's low. This was your yesterday's low right over this point. Not that, and this is today's low right over here. So not that we are very far. We have gone up to the upside from here. But we have also crossed above the yesterday's high as well. So we are trading to the upside from here. So both of these really confirms that yes, the Nasdaq, which has been the leading index so far, is changing or could be changing its upward momentum. Now, again, the question is, okay, Naeem, that is okay, but why you think that the rally is really changing? What is making you think? The reason for that is because this particular Nasdaq index, as I said, has been the leading index so far. There is nothing more better with respect to the US indices than the Nasdaq. The reason being, this is your S&P 500 index, which is up 1.5% year to date. Your Dow Jones index is down by -4% year to date, and the Nasdaq is up 25% year to date. So if the momentum, as we discussed, is coming back over here in this particular Nasdaq index, then that means we are moving to the upside from here. We are not moving down, we are moving to the upside. And that particular element happened today because we have broken out of yesterday's high, and this makes me believe that this stock market is really ready to go back up. Now, let's have a quick look at the other two indices, and by that I mean the S&P 500 index. Now, it's not very similar, but we can say important price action or signals came over here. This is again your 100-day simple moving average. The S&P crashed yesterday. Today, it is well off the lows of yesterday, but it is still below yesterday's high, that which is being right over here, right? So what we need to see in with respect to that is we want the S&P 500 index to continue its journey and then break above this particular level, above yesterday's high. That will send us the confirmation, or at least we do not want the index to break below this 100-day simple moving average, because if that happens, that will only confirm more weakness for this particular stock market. Now, similarly for the Dow Jones index, which is down by 4% year to date, the price action over here, folks, is very, very similar once again. The price has moved off its lows, but still below yesterday's high. So what is the trade? That is the question. Now, one can go into this trade as of now, put the stop loss as of yesterday's low right over here, and then shoot to the moon from here. Meaning, put your stop losses here, you have ample room to the downside, and then shoot to the moon. But if the price breaks below yesterday's low and then move to the downside, put your stop loss on today's high. On today's high is what I'm really referring to. So today's high is right over here on this one, and then shoot for this particular index, which is a moving average, which is your 200-day moving average. Now, similar trade can also be done for the S&P 500 index as well. Very, very same setup. Just look at yesterday's low, and then shoot to the moon. Wait for the price. Obviously, there could be some sort of a resistance near 50-day moving average, but the price is likely to move to the upside. All right, folks, that's all for today. See you guys next time.